Bonjour mon amis! Welcome to the Curate's Kitchen, and today we are going to make the most beautiful crepes. Or, if you're from Essex, pancakes, because it is Pancake Day today, or Shrove Tuesday. And it's a day that we'd normally celebrate together in the parish hall. Sadly, for obvious reasons, we can't do that at the moment. But we have sent out in the Lent packs a little kind of almost pre-mixed pancake batter mix. But first, where does Pancake Day come from? I wonder if anybody actually knows. Some of you may know. We're about to enter Lent, and in Lent we remember the time when Jesus went off into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. The wilderness is an interesting place. It's not a nice place. It's harsh, probably very lonely. In fact, definitely very lonely. But it is a place that in the Bible is often seen as refinement. The Israelites, after their escape from Egypt, led by Moses, spent 40 years in the wilderness, which is a very, very long time to spend in the desert. But it was a time of refining God's people. Jesus spent 40 days in the wilderness, and it's seen as a time where he was coming to grips and getting to grips with his own ministry that was about to begin. We remember this just before Easter, so Lent lasts for 47 days, normally going all the way up to Easter Sunday. Why 47? Well, you can actually, if you're a traditionalist, you can have your Sundays off. If you've given up stuff, you can have for instance, I know a certain rector in our parish is likely to have given up something along the lines of chocolate, probably. But if she wanted to, she felt like it on a Sunday, she could just have a little nibble on a bit of chocolate just to see her through. Some people are purists though, and they wouldn't go by that. They would spend the whole 47 days without the thing. Whatever is good for you is good for you. So we remember that time when Jesus goes off into the wilderness, and in the church, one of the ways we remember that is to enter a period of fasting, as I've just alluded to. And in the old days, people used to give up their luxury items, and what was considered luxury then versus luxury now has probably changed quite substantially. They gave up things like flour, eggs, milk, and they wouldn't have given up salt because they would have needed it to keep food good. But there's items that they would have considered luxury, and from Ash Wednesday to Easter Sunday, they would have given up those things. That's one way in which the church remembers and teaches Lent. There's actually some other traditional meanings behind the ingredients if you're from certain streams. So firstly, we have the egg. You can all see it there, hopefully. The egg, which we remember creation by. We'll make a glorious chocolatey return around Easter time, but we remember new life and creation. That's what the egg is for. We also have flour here in your pre-mixed stuff. That is to represent the staff of life. That's STAFF of life, which is an old-fashioned way of saying bread. There's probably some biblical connotations somewhere, but no one's really quite sure. But it means bread, and we remember that Jesus himself said he is the bread of life. He is our, he is that bread, and so we remember that with the bread. Here we have some salt, and salt is supposed to represent wholeness. So we remember that in God we are complete and that we are whole. And then lastly, in your pancake mix, you'll need to supply the milk yourself. I couldn't put that in the bags because it would get messy and the milk would probably go off and go very smelly. But a quarter of a pint of milk you will need to add to your pancake mix. Milk is supposed to represent purity, and we remember that it is God that purifies us, and also that Lent is a time of purification in some respects, that time in the wilderness that I was speaking about earlier. So, to make your pancakes, all you're going to need to do is remove the egg from your mix. Don't shake it up with the egg still in the jar, because it will get messy and nasty. You want to crack the egg, and I've got a small bowl over here, and just put the egg in. Okay, like so. And then what we're also going to do is just add our milk. Now, make sure the lid's on tight, and you can go a bit Taylor Swift with it and shake it off. Shake up your batter mix, get it all nice and mixed together. Now, if your shaking ability isn't good, and I appreciate that not everybody might be a champion shaker, the other thing you can do is what I'm about to show you. So if shaking the jar is a little too tricky for you, the other thing you can do is just give it a little bit of a shake, and then just pour it into a mixing bowl, or I've got a measuring jug here. I get as much of it in there as you can. And then you just grab your whisk and just give it a good whisk up. And there we go, you're ready. Okay, so the next step on your pancake journey is to cook the pancakes. And for this, we're going to need a flat-based pan. You can use a frying pan. This is actually a pancake pan here. So we're just going to turn it up to a high heat initially. And we want to get that as hot as possible. And we're also, whilst that's heating up, going to talk about fats. You can use, I'm going to use some butter. But you can also use other oils, so like vegetable oil or sunflower oil are quite good ones to use. I wouldn't recommend using olive oil, because it takes a bit longer to heat up and it just won't get hot enough. Knob of butter, just like that, that's going to go in the pan. And we want to get that around as much of the pan as we possibly can. Okay, so just give it a good shake and that will do the job. Just get it all over the pan. And we want to take our mix and we just want to add enough to cover the base of the pan. And again, just give it a bit of a shake. And just turn the heat down slightly at this point as well. Okay. And that will start cooking. You're going to want to have some tongs or a spatula ready. Of course, there's the famous pancake flip. Which I may try for you in a second. But what you want to do is just let it cook through. Just keep giving it a little shake and that will tell you about where the pancake is, cooking wise. Keep shaking. And just, it's a good idea normally just to run the spatula around the outside and just keep it cooking. Okay. And you'll get to a point where it can be turned. But I'm just going to wait because it's still a little wet on the top. Run your spatula underneath and then just flip it over. Give it a little shake and it'll go back in the pan. Now obviously the other way you can turn your pancake is the pancake flip. I'm going to give it a go now. Like that. Look, 2 in a row. Can we go for a third? Third time lucky. You can flip your pancakes like that. Serve it up. Now what you put with your pancake is obviously a matter of personal preference. Some people swear by caster sugar and lemon juice. I'm not that person. I'm a Nutella person, so if I'm going to have pancakes, it's going to be with that stuff. But you can stick fruit with it. You could put, if you were being naughty and you really wanted to have a blowout before Lent, you could stick some other sweet things with it. Up to you guys, however you want them. It's your pancake. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy your pancakes. Hopefully next year, Whitford Parish will be back, rip-roaring into Lent in the parish centre, all being well, and we'll be able to serve you the pancakes using the Gillingham secret recipe, obviously. We'd love to obviously do it today. Sadly, like we said earlier, not possible. Hope your pancakes go well. Hope you don't make too much of a mess trying to flip them. Enjoy it. If you're younger, please, obviously, quick disclaimer, get your parents to help you. Don't get hurt doing it. You're going to be using high heat and things. So get your parents to help. Enjoy them. You can have them for breakfast, you can have them for a dessert after lunch or dinner, or just a snack. Enjoy your pancakes, and we'll see you all very soon.